Good morning. So let's settle in on the mat. I have a little bit of just a blanket that's rolled up to give me a little bit of padding on the floor. You will need something like this as we get into some hip opening a little bit later. So if you have something like that handy, great. If not, you can always fold over your mat and kind of double up. So settle in, make any adjustments that you need to. Soften through the face, soften through your eyes, or close your eyes. And then start to deepen your breath. So the whole purpose of today's practice is kind of embracing really what the physical postures of yoga do, which is they allow us to bring into union body, mind, and breath. So throughout everything we're doing today, I want you to keep that kind of continuous cycle of checking in to see what's happening in my mind. Is it calm? Is it racing? What's happening in my body? Is it feeling solid and grounded and balanced? Or is it pushing back or falling over? And then where's the breath in all of this? Is it fluid or am I holding it? Is it deep or is it shallow? And once we have that understanding about the connection of all three, body, mind, and breath, then it becomes easier to navigate life because often by changing one of the three or intentionally kind of moving the needle with one of the three, the other two will follow. So some of us, it's easy to quiet the mind. I am not one of those people. Some people, it's easy to find strength and grounding through the physical self. And sometimes breath is the pathway. So acknowledge which is kind of your skill set, what's your secret weapon. And then don't be afraid to use it throughout today's practice. So check in now with yourself. What is happening in the body, in the mind, in the breath? As you breathe and sit peacefully. Now take a few more deep, intentional breaths and set an intention for the practice today. Maybe it's just using one of those three to guide you through the practice. Maybe your intention is something else, but pull that in, hold it in your heart center. Good. And then let's open the eyes, sweep your arms up over top of your head, connect the palms, and lift and stretch. Take some more breaths. I'm going to lace my fingers except for my two pointer fingers. This gives me additional leverage and allows me to stretch even more. And you want to feel like you're lifting out of the hips and lifting out of the pelvis. And then soften and bring your arms down. Good. Let's come on down to the back and we're going to do a little bit of gentle stretching to get the body warmed up today. And of course, Jeff has just realized what time it is. Bye bye. So start flat on your back. And I realize this is not comfortable for everyone. But if you can, extend the arms up over top of your head, stretch and breathe. And then let's pull the left knee into the tummy. Let's take a moment, even in this somewhat accessible posture, and think about body, mind, and breath. Think about which is the one that you have a little bit more opportunity to work with to bring a deeper sense of release or relaxation. And then let's switch to the other side. Good. Let's bring both knees up to the tummy, pull them in, keep your shoulders back. And then slowly push both legs up into the air. So we want to flex the feet here. We want to really feel that stretch in the hamstrings. And I'm going to bring my shoulders back, open the arms to the sides, bend at the elbows, palms facing up like a cactus. If this is not a posture that works for you, try fingertips over the head. And see if it's possible to relax into this posture. So again, think about what you need to use. So if the body's feeling tight, try the breath. Keep those heels pushing up, keep those legs straight. Maybe spread the toes apart. And keep holding as you start to notice probably that the legs are getting tired. from here, start to slowly lower the knees and the legs. And as you do so, let the soles of the feet come together as your knees come out to the sides. So you're kind of coming out into a little bit of a butterfly. Use the hands for a moment here. Grab a hold of the feet. So kind of let your body and mind become familiar with what the butterfly posture feels like. And then we're going to move in and out of this without the help of the hands or the arms. Thank you, Jeff. Okay, I'm going to bring my hands and arms back out to the sides, back to cactus. If that's not comfortable, you can do whatever else you'd like. And then from butterfly, slowly bring the legs up into the air. So your feet are going to move so that the sides of the feet are connected, and we're back in that nice leg extension. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, slowly bring the legs back down. The feet come together, move into butterfly. Take a few breaths. Slowly push back up. Take a few breaths. Slowly come back down. Keep breathing. Are your legs getting tired? I'm certainly starting to feel this. Let's push back up again, all the way up. Come down once more. And then move your hands back to hold on to the feet or the ankles, and maybe add a little bit of motion here. Good. Bring your hands to the outer edges of the knees, push them together, and let's roll forward and up. Hop over onto your hands and knees. And just ground your hands into the mat. So really being aware of the fingertips and then creating kind of little suction cups with the palms of your hands. We're going to go through a little bit of cat-cow. So slowly and deeply breathing in while your head and tail lift. And then exhale, rounding the back. Head and tail tuck under. Inhale. And exhale. Breathing in. And out. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. A couple more here. Breathing in and out. Inhale. And out. Good. Come back into your tabletop, nice flat back. We're going to take the legs out to the side. So this is similar to the gate posture that we were doing before. You can either have your foot resting on its side, or you can kind of turn it so your sole is on the floor. From here, we're going to ease back and down. So I'm going to start to lean back slightly, and then I'm going to drop to my forearms, getting a little bit more control. This is a stretch where you definitely need to breathe. You're going to feel a lot of sensations in the inner thigh. Come on up. Bring that leg back, and let's move that leg up to the side to do what is now my left side, but whatever side you didn't do the first time. So position yourself here and then start to move back, sink down to whatever posture works for you. And then moving back up. Great. Pop onto your heels, roll the shoulders back. Grab your hands behind your back so they're kind of just resting above your butt. Roll those shoulders, lift the chest, looking up. And as you're bringing the shoulder blades together, pull the hands closer to the floor. Slowly releasing. Good. A little bit of a modified camel pose there. Can do a similar kind of thing to open up the heart, pulling the shoulders back, and really stretching through the pectorals. I'm bringing my blanket down now to bring some comfort to my knees, because we're going to get into some hip opening. And with these postures, depending on how you spend your days, how you spend your leisure time, you might want to go deeper into these stretches, or if you're feeling any discomfort, really listen to your body. We are going to be stretching through the hip flexors and back into the glutes, and we're going to do some side body work as well. But just really, again, keep in mind, and I keep going over and over this again, but it's super important. If you are feeling tense in a posture, so tense in your body, it might be because the breath is not matching up with what you're trying to do, or maybe the mind is racing. And I guarantee if the breath is off and the body's uncomfortable, your mind's not going to pay attention anyway. So figure out what you need to do to kind of moderate this and to soothe yourself through these deep stretches. So let's come on up to the knees on that nice little bit of padding. And I'm going to bring a leg forward. It doesn't matter which one, but we're just going to create basically a 90-90. And just start here, take a moment, shoulders are back and down, tuck the tail. The minute you tuck the tail, you'll feel a greater stretch through that front hip flexor on the back leg side. So this is kind of the first stage of this lunge stretch. And even by tucking the tail under in this posture, you're going to feel that nice stretch. But we're going to add to this. We want to extend and lengthen through the iliopsoas. So what I'm going to do is the side of your body that is your back leg, bring that arm up into the air. Watch your balance. If you need to hold on to something, that's cool. Keep the tail tucked, stretch this arm. I'm going to try and relax this other shoulder. So I'm reaching slowly. Feel that stretch from the quad all the way up to your fingertips. And when you think that you can't reach any further, start to cross the midline of the body. Don't collapse in on yourself and breathe deeply. If it feels really intense, smile. That will trick your body into having a little bit more fun. Let's bring the arm all the way up, releasing. Bring the knees together. Great work. Let's try the other side. So setting up first in the 90-90. Lengthen here through the quad. Tuck the tail. Hold and breathe. Keep tucking that tail under. It's very subtle, but you should be able to feel a nice stretch. Once you can deepen your breath, extend your arm up, lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And then start to cross the midline of the body once you feel you've gone far enough. Keep doing this stretch. I just had a little pop-up telling me that I needed to restart for Windows updates. Always the nightmare during a class. So hopefully I have deactivated that. If I if I was not successful, I will join you as soon as I can. So we're going to hold this stretch for a few more breaths. And then releasing down. Good. Bring the knees together. You can keep them on the blanket. Bring your toe knuckles together. And we're going to kind of swoop down into a child's pose. Pull the hands back up. Flip your toes under. I'm going to pull out my pinky toes here. And then walk yourself back until you are sitting on your feet. Shoulders back, toes stretch here. And really deepen the breath. This is a great challenge for us because it's so uncomfortable for most people, myself included. So you have all of these sensations, and the natural thing that we want to do is hold the breath, but don't. Breathe. And then we're going to lift up, release those feet. It should feel good now. Okay, we're going to go into a little bit of a deeper stretch now through the hip flexors once again. So I'm going to bring a foot forward, just like we did before the 90-90. We're going to come down, hands on either side of that front foot. I'm going to flip my back toes under, and we're going to move into a low lunge. Now, I always kind of hop back when I do this so I can stay nice and low. If your butt's up here, sink it down. Pardon me, and try and move forward so that your knee is really this nice solid 90-degree angle. Hold for a couple of breaths. And then sink that back knee down. Now, when I come down, I am off the padding, so I'm moving that. I'm going to uncurl my back toes. And take a moment and sink in here. So I'm lifting up a little bit on my fingertips. So we've gone past the 90-90 here, especially on that back leg. It's a much deeper stretch. Deepen your breath as much as you can. Smile if you have to. I mean, smile, it will help. Okay. If you're feeling comfortable here, you could walk yourself up. And I'm keeping my tail tucked. Chest is proud. You could bring the arms up and back into a crescent. Really hold on with that front foot. And then releasing down. So let's do a swing back here. So I'm going to bring both my hands to one side, allowing my foot to come back. Child's pose. Let's move back up onto the knees. Even see if I can position myself a little bit better this round. So I'm gonna scooch my knees up to the front edge of my blanket. I still might not be able to do this effortlessly and seamlessly. We will see. I'm gonna bring the other foot forward. So we are starting again in the 90-90. Fingertips and hands come down to the mat. I'm going to flip my back toes under and coming up. And then remember to drop that hip down. I really naturally want to be up here, but with the breath, relaxing me down, my hip's gonna sink. And then I'm gonna lower that knee all the way down. Hey, I landed on the blanket this time. Small victories. So now I've got this really nice angle on the back leg. And then kind of adjust and move, getting the most of the stretch that you can. This side for me is not as tight, so I can kind of play around with it a little bit to get more of a stretch. If this is feeling okay and you want to lift up, you sure as heck can. Now this is where I start to feel a better stretch. You may have already felt that stretch. And then if you want to turn this into a crescent, reaching up and back, go for it. Keep the chest proud. Hold on with that front foot. And then let's slowly come back down, hands to one side. And then let's drop to the mat. And bring the soles of the feet together. So sitting here in the cobbler's pose, and everybody has a different version of this that they like, or maybe you hate them all. That's cool too. I love to hang on to the ankles in this posture. I find that allows me to roll the shoulders up, back, and down and push the chest forward while kind of pushing the legs down at the same time. All of that with a really nice deep breath. The other way you might really enjoy this posture is by bringing your hands behind you. I shift my hands so that the butt of the palms is closest to my butt. So instead of putting my hands fingertip to butt, I rotate so that it's palm heels. I don't know what you call those, but the other way, my fingertips are pointing away from my butt. And then I press into the floor, lift the chest, and breathe. And releasing. Good. Let's pull those knees up, slide the legs out. A little bit of a bounce here. Beautiful. All right. We're going to move into a posture called Wild Thing. And this is one of those poses that it's so nice, and I don't often bring it into my own practice because it's showy and it doesn't fit well in a flow. And when I do my own practice, I tend to do more of a flow. But it's such a great way to open chest, lift heart, and it's kind of a nice challenge for the brain as well. It looks way harder than it is. So I'm going to move slightly on an angle in case you're not familiar with this posture. And I want to start by bringing my foot to the inner thigh on the opposite leg. So this is kind of like tree pose. And then I want to take the hand that's on the same side as that bent knee, and I want to place it behind the body. So similar to what I did in cobbler's pose, I want kind of the butt of my palm closer to the butt of my butt as opposed to fingertips. So that allows my shoulder to rotate open, allowing the chest to stay open. And then I'm going to take this other arm, and this is kind of my magic wand. Think about it that way. So all we're going to do here is take a deep breath in and out. And then as I inhale, I sweep and I lift. Take some breath. And then very slowly come back down. So if you haven't done that before and you're like, what are we doing? All I'm doing is I use the arm to kind of build that momentum, and I lift and sweep back. The nice thing about it is you should feel pretty grounded when you do that and not too wobbly. If it does not work for you, You can totally do something else, or you can just watch, or you could imagine what it would be like in your mind. So let's do that another time on this side. So we've got our bent knee, straight leg, hand comes behind. This is our magic wand. And we sweep up and back. Hold for 3 breaths. Slowly releasing down. Beautiful work. Let's switch to the other side. Again, setting up here. The one leg is bent. I've got my foot gently resting on the inner thigh. My other leg is straight. Bring that hand around behind. So again, it's really about keeping the shoulder open. Open it. I'm being dramatic, of course. Plant your hand down by your butt. And then your other arm, your magic wand, is going to sweep up. And that lifts us back. 3 breaths. Slowly down. Maybe bring the hand to the heart. And then we'll go again when you're ready, sweeping up. 3 breaths. And down. Good. From here, pull the knees back, hop onto the hands and the knees. I'm going to bring my knees quite far apart. And I'm going to sink down and I'm going to use my blanket as a prop. And I'm going to take a few moments to breathe. Maybe head turns to one side. All right, let's walk our way back up from this. I'm going to pop onto my feet and then I'm going to rise up, but you can come up to standing however you like. Take a moment before we go through just a little bit more of a flow, but just join me in bringing the shoulders back, let your feet kind of root into the floor, tuck the tail, lift through heart center, close your eyes, and just do a check-in with yourself. Think about how the practice is going for you today. How are you feeling? And then question, where has the win been so far? Is it your breath? Is it your body? Is it your mind? What's really leading the team today? And then think about the yin and the yang, right? Then think about what part of the team, body, mind, or breath, maybe should have had an extra coffee. And we do this all without judgment. Good. Let's open the eyes and we're going to take a moment, sweep all the way up, lengthen, and then fold into beautiful swan dive. Bring your fingertips or hands to the floor, drop the head. And then sweeping all the way back up. And bringing the hands to the heart. Good. Okay. So we're going to combine 4 postures now, or 4 things. One's maybe not a posture. But we're going to go from second position of the tree, like this. So foot beneath the knee. And then we're going to be stepping out into the goddess. And this is a posture we were working on last week. It's kind of like a sumo squat. Really solid, keeping the heart open. Arms are up. I'm sneaking in these cactus arms. And then from here, we're kind of moving across on the mat. So this is going to become my supporting leg. I'm going to move into the eagle. So this leg is going to wrap around. I'm going to sink down. And then with the eagle, whichever leg's supporting, the opposite leg is what we wrap around. And then we're going to do a big release. And the 4th piece is a forward fold down. I don't know if a forward fold is really a posture so much as a thing that we're going to do. So we're going to do that one way, and then back the other way, and this way, and then that way. These are positions that I don't normally combine, but I like that they're all fairly static poses. And again, it will give us enough time to do that check-in, that notion of union. Which part of the team is maybe needing some love, and which part of the team is like Olympic medal. So start on the far side of your mat. And your arms can be wherever they need to be for the tree pose. So your outer leg is the one you're going to be supporting on. And then just bring that foot up to your second position. I was being a little bit of a lazy tree, so I'm going to tighten that up. Hold here and breathe. Good. From here, step out, sink down, goddess. Deep breath, check in with yourself. See if you can get the arms all the way up, kind of in line with the heart. Good. Remember, this is your supporting leg. Sweeping, bringing my mat with me. Sweeping over. Moving into your eagle. Releasing that beautiful release of the eagle, then sweep up. Swan dive forward. Let's roll up slowly, 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 slowly. Hands to the heart. Tree pose, second position. We're going to move back this way now. These are tough postures. I'm finding that my breath is now becoming more shallow. I'm like, so I'm going to take the tree pose as a moment to bring in a little bit more oxygen. And then stepping into goddess. Let's move into our eagle. So sweeping across on this side, bringing in those arms. If the arms aren't working for you, thank you, Wall. If the arms aren't working for you, hands to the heart is good too. Let's release. Sweep up. Really lengthen and swan dive.
Roll it up bit by bit by bit.
Second position of the tree. Stepping out to the goddess. Let's move to our eagle. My eagle wants to spin me. So I'm fighting that urge to just let it spin me around like a top. Releasing and sweeping up. Swan dive.
And rolling up bit by bit by bit.
Hands to the heart. Second position of the tree. Goddess. Really get those arms up and back. And then moving into this final eagle, wrapping your leg, wrap the arms. One or two more breaths. Feel the shake. And then that beautiful release. Sweep up. Swan dive forward.
And rolling up bit by bit by bit.
Hands to the heart. Let the breath settle. Good. Let's come on down to the mat. So yesterday I was out skiing, cross country skiing for the first time in years, because normally where I live does not get much snow. And we've got incredibly deep snow right now. So I got out my skis, found my ski boots, off I went for a couple of hours. And boy, let me tell you, So this class today for me is feeling a lot harder than I thought it would. I'm really feeling that next day. Wow. But can't wait to get out again and hit those trails that I made. All right, we're gonna come down and we're gonna come into a bridge pose. Before we do that, I want to talk you through a little bit of an adjustment you can make in this. I'm going to ask you to consider kind of bringing your shoulders back and under when we're in the bridge pose. And by doing that, it's going to open up kind of a deeper stretch through the pectorals. But if you have issues with rotator cuff, or if you're like me and you were swinging your poles around, just be mindful. If you have any discomfort in your shoulders, skip this part and just do a regular bridge pose. Okay, here we go. So as we do setting up for this posture, we start kind of with our shoulder blades wiggled into the floor. Arms are resting at our sides. Heels are close to the bum. Knees are hip width apart. But we do it a little bit differently this time. So I'm going to bring one shoulder under and then the other shoulder under. Push up through the bum, so lift up through your hips. Hold the hands together and maybe wiggle in a little bit closer. So you can stay here, or if it feels good, lift those hips even more. You're pressing the hands down into the floor. And make sure your knees aren't flopping out to the sides. Let's hold for 3 breaths. Okay, keep the arms where they are and slowly lower the hips down. Release your hands. And then once the butt comes to the mat, keep the shoulders rolled under for another breath or 2. And then release. Let's do that once more. This time we're going to start lifting just in a normal, regular way, and then we'll roll the shoulders under. You can do this either way. Hopefully you'll find a way that feels better for you. So starting in this position, we take a breath in. On the exhale, we're lifting up and back. So kind of pushing up and pressing back into the shoulders a little bit more. And then I'm going to roll one shoulder under, then the other, then hands come together, pressing into the floor, lifting up even higher. Press your feet into the mat. And then slowly start to lower the hips. And let your hands gently release, but keep the arms and shoulders where they are. And then let the shoulders release from under the body. From here, move into whichever position works best for you for the Shavasana. And just let your body release and relax. Deepen your breath. And as you start to stretch your fingers and your toes, you could move your head from shoulder to shoulder. Stretch your arms up over top of the head. Stretch out your legs. And reach from your fingers to your toes, feeling taller and stronger. And then pull the knees into your tummy. Give yourself a hug. And then move up to a seated posture. Settle in for another moment and just allow yourself to breathe. Bring our hands together in front of the heart and allow me to share a brief moment of gratitude with you amazing folks who have shown up for the live practice. You would have seen the note in the portal that I'm going to take a break from live classes for a while. You'll still have lots of recorded content to keep you busy, and I will be popping new recorded content in as I can. And then we'll see what the future will bring. Thank you so much for spending this time and for sharing your energy. Namaste.